Hello all you Pixel people, I am Pixel and welcome to the second episode of Pixel's Perspective. In this episode I want to talk about the dreaded content ID system which everybody's complaining about. It's affected most channels unless these are managed channels which seem to be pretty safe at the moment, but everybody else has been having to deal with an influx of content ID matches, and it really got me thinking about what is this issue caused by? I mean, obviously it's the content ID system, and for anybody that doesn't know, the content ID system works basically by a content owner will upload all the content effectively. So be it videos, be it trailers, be it music or anything like that, and then every time a video is uploaded, YouTube actually search through the video. They call it a fingerprinting system, and if anything matches, then it gets flagged for content ID, and all monetization is handed over to the company which owns the content which has been matched. And yeah, so that kind of leaves the person that created the video that you want to watch out in the dumps a little bit, because they're not going to make any revenue off that video. And to anybody that's saying, you shouldn't be making money off YouTube, go out and get a real job, I tell you, I've had some real jobs and I work harder at this than any other job that I have had in the past, and I get paid less. But that's not your problem. What is all of our problem is that now content's going to start to change on YouTube. All of a sudden, what we've become almost used to in many respects, being able to use trailers for a review and making these well-edited little montages and stuff like that of gameplay using footage from B-reel and stuff like that, that's going to stop. Time-sensitive content, because of the management system and the auditing system, is going to mean that time-sensitive content is going to take a massive knock, because all of a sudden you're going to get audited and you're not going to make money off it for the first couple of days, which is really hard for people that do time-sensitive content. And a lot of people, well, there's basically two camps out there right now. There's this camp, which is all saying that it's these networks' fault. They've been partnering too many people, they've been too greedy, and blah, 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 blah. And then there's this camp, which are like, it's YouTube. YouTube's going too far on this. It's a broken system. It's all this, it's all that. And then there's a few people in the middle which are saying basically it's the developer's fault, the publisher's fault, it's the content ID owners, they're being too harsh, and blah, blah, blah. And I have to say, I've agreed a little bit at each time with each of these three basically points of view. But then recently, the more I thought about it, I didn't want to rush a video up, because I know that a lot of videos went up on this same subject in the last few days. And I wanted to sit back and think about it for a little while. And when I thought about it, what actually came into my head as being the main culprit for all of this, it's not YouTube, it's not the managed networks, it's not the publishers and developers, it's the people which were blatantly breaking the rules. It's the people which were uploading full movies and full music tracks and trying to monetize them. It was the people which were doing walkthroughs with no audio, and I'm not talking about a real walkthrough, because let me just get this straight, right? Let's Play, I think, is transformative. I think a walkthrough is not, unless you do everything in the game. If you get 100%, you collect every single collectible, you kill every single enemy, and you do everything perfectly, then there's some value in that. But if you're just going to play the game and not talk over it, then no. In my opinion, that's classed as infringement without a doubt, and you're trying to profit off somebody else's hard work, and all you're going to do is play a game and not say anything. So in that case, I agree. But yeah, so what I was saying is, I don't really blame any company. I actually blame the individuals which are either ignorant to copyright law and don't care about it, or the people which blatantly go out of their way to try and profit off somebody else's work. These are the worst people. I mean, I have videos of mine uploaded and re-uploaded on the internet. Like, if you see one of my videos, you might actually see one of my videos on somebody else's channel. I haven't given permission for that, but people will take it. And if I had the ability to have a content ID system which would flag my full game, like if someone uploaded like more than 3 minutes of my video, and I could make that monetization off them, I'd do it. I would 100% do it. And I believe that people which are stealing content shouldn't be allowed to do that. And I believe that content ID was created to try and stop this. But I have to admit, YouTube have gone a little bit too sensitive. I mean, the system can't distinguish between a review or a let's play or anything. It just sees that content and stops the money, gives it to somebody else. You've got to counterclaim it, and then by the time you've got it back, you've lost 30, 40 days worth of revenue on that video. And I think I've got an idea which would actually help this out. And this isn't the solution. This is just a middle road. Like, if we could have this, I would take this. Just because it'll save a bit of hassle. I believe that if a video gets done with Content ID, I believe that the channel that uploaded the video should have 30 days to dispute the claim. I'm not saying that they should make the money in that 30 days. I'm saying the money should be left on hold, basically. So yeah, it still generates money, but it stays on the video. Neither I or the content claimer gets the money. And the person that wins the dispute then gets the money. Because I think that's fair. I mean, it shouldn't be as simple as they've claimed it, I'm losing money now until I get the video back. And they're making, it shouldn't work like that at all. It should be very simply put on hold and then distributed after any disputes have been filed, or 30 days if the person that uploaded the video hasn't tried to dispute the claim. I also like the managed channel thing. You know, when people are saying, well, not the managed, the multi-channel networks, people are saying that they do take a lot of percentage. They do. I'll be straight. I do have a 60-40 split. It was standard at the time. And 60-40 is a lot. But I have my reasons for joining the network that I am in. I am in RPM. I didn't join RPM to be in RPM. I joined RPM for, hopefully in future, path through to somewhere like Polaris. I mean, that's what I wanted to do from when I started YouTube. So it made sense for me to go to RPM. And in all fairness, recently, I'm not saying all the time, but recently I've been getting quite a lot of support and help from these guys. They're definitely not the most high-end network out there. They are definitely a scattershot network. But there's a lot of scattershot networks. And the difference with my network is I have got a place to go if I do well enough myself, which I think is fair enough. But knowing what I know now with this Content ID malark and this auditing system, would I have took a 60-40 split? No, I wouldn't. Because it would have been so much easier to go for someone which was going to do a 10-90 split, or just go through AdSense and make all the money and still deal with the exact same issues as what I'm getting now. I mean, I'm getting support now. Like right now, I am getting support from RPM. And to me, that's worth something. To me, it is worth my 60-40 split. But it wasn't a few weeks ago, or a few months ago. And that's concerning because, I mean, what is it? 29,000 channels in this network alone? That's a lot. You can't really offer really decent support to 29,000 people. You physically can't. I don't expect them to, especially when the majority of those channels are probably bringing in $1 or $2 a month. But, that being said, I do believe that we need to look at the revenue splits in networks if you're not going to be managed. I mean, as an affiliate, if they said 20-80 right now to the same contract that I'm in now, I would have been like, yeah, that's good. I'll take that. And sure, I'll deal with my content ID claims. I'll deal with my auditing system. And I'll take the 80-20 split because the stuff that you was offering me when the contract started is no longer applicable. If I got into Polaris, however, I would probably still take a 60-40 split knowing what I know now, and that's because there is more value to a network than simply a few features. I'm not saying that RPM's is great, I'm not saying that Machinima's is great, I'm not saying that TGN's, full screens, or broadband TV's great. But they have all got something to add, and I think it's got a value. You've got to value it yourself with what you believe. But what it got me thinking about was, I just wish that it was possible for me to select which game I was playing. Or select the company which owns the rights from major game publishers. And then be able to play the game worry-free about any Content ID matches. And all that would happen is a 20 or 30% split goes directly to that publisher. It would take away the need for the networks. And it would also make it very safe. And I don't understand why people don't do this. I mean, I understand from one side, well, from one view, because if I give any money to EA or Activision or any company willingly for using their content, it's basically an admission of guilt. It's basically saying, yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing this. Here's some money, leave me alone. And it shouldn't be like that, because a lot of this stuff is fair use and is within the interpretation of the law. Nobody can actually say exactly what this law is. I mean, it all comes down to somebody's interpretation, normally a judge's interpretation or whatever. But yeah, just to have a mutual understanding would be so beneficial right about now, because right now I am worried. I'm worried, and yeah, what more can you say? What do you guys think about this content ID system and the fact that we're going to be going through audits soon and how it's affecting certain people? Do you think it's fair that the company should get 100% of the revenue while they've got it claimed? Do you not think it should be a split? What do you think about the managed channel, the multi-channel networks? Do you think that they're taking a reasonable split or a little bit too much? What would you like to see happen in future on YouTube? Do you believe that gaming on YouTube is going to stay here and stay as strong? Or do you believe we're going to get a massive knockback? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. I am Pixel. If you like the video, then like the video and slap that subscribe button for some more PC gaming goodness. I'll catch you next time. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.